Hello.
Hello.
And welcome to Disney Animation.
Yes.
I am Jared Bush, writer and director of Zootopia 2.
And I'm Byron Howard, director of Zootopia 2. With this guy, we're so excited to show you around here and show you behind the scenes of how it all happens. And it's delicious. You want to go
We're
in
gonna
here?
head right in here.
Let's go in here. Come on, let's go this way.
Hey guys. Hey, it's our
Yvette.
producer Yvette.
Our favorite producer.
Hello.
Hello.
How's
How
it
are you?
going?
I'm good. How are you guys?
We're doing great.
So we just wanted to walk you through your schedule today.
Okay, great.
We have Key coming in, which is super exciting.
Love it.
Always. We have some Anim dailies.
Okay.
Where you're going to approve all the shots.
We love it.
Because we're going to get this movie done.
Are there any other actors coming in today?
They are. We have Jason Bateman coming in today.
The Jason Bateman?
He is.
Well, we should probably get to work.
Okay.
All right, let's go.
Where are we going?
We're gonna go to the story room. This is where our movie really begins. Let's take you upstairs.
Here we go. Come on.
Usually it's 3 to 5 years to make a Disney animated film. And that's how long it takes to figure out what the story is. Writing the scripts, drawing out storyboards. It's really just the last year, year and a half where we are actually animating the movie. Before we go inside, I just want to give myself credit.
Okay.
I'm a horrible artist. Everyone in the studio knows that. And so
true.
they put one of my works of art on the door,
Oh.
which is right here. This is literally my skill of drawing, and that's supposed to be Judy. Come on into our story room.
ARL later. A little bit. Yeah. Come on in. Let's
through.
go. So welcome to the story room. This is where all the story ideas go from the script.
Yep.
Jared wrote the script for the film into amazing visuals through our story and our heads of story.
We can invent anything we want for the section. So if she's in the van and there's a sniffer thing, and also like the two motorcycle guys, if now they're also a part of that whole thing. Yeah, we usually spend about 2 years in this room throwing 1,000 ideas out there, and eventually the best ideas come to the top.
And this room can be very fun. It can be very stressful because artists are kind of putting themselves out there and they're showing their first pass at a sequence. But we like to think that each one of them is sort of a director in their own right.
We take all of their amazing art, and that goes down to editorial, where we
That's true.
literally edit all of those images together, and we're gonna take you down to editorial right now.
We are here for a edit layout review here at Edit. And so this really comes after the story has been approved out of the story department, but before it flows into all of our other departments like animation and lighting. So the layout department has generated a lot of rough content, and we've brought them here to edit to work with our editor to decide which shots that he likes, which shots we might need to change, and make sure that the sequence is flowing together really well.
And that's why you need a really good editor, someone who you really trust. You trust their taste as a filmmaker
Yes.
to help you make the film better and honing in on what the movie really needs to be about.
We're going to be looking at a couple of sequences. The first one is 120, Hot Pursuit. We spent a lot of time trying to get this one worked out
Yeah.
because it's a big action chase sequence, but we wanted to keep it fun and light because it's in the beginning of the movie. We haven't gotten too short here, have we?
No.
No. All right, so let's move on to the next one.
I think a hallmark of a Disney movie is the emotion, and what our animators are able to pull off with very fine-tuned, nuanced acting.
Good, we're gonna take you to where they live. Come this way. See, look.
We oversee a team of almost 140 animators.
We'll cast the film to all the animators on the team, schedule the film out, give feedback to all the animators.
The supervisors look after individual characters. The animators, they get a sequence of shots, and they will have to animate whatever characters are in those scenes, but they work with the individual supervisors because even though there's 140 animators, we really want it to look like it was all kind of done by one, essentially.
And another Disney tradition we have is reference, and because our city is full of animals,
Yep.
just yesterday we had a porcupine.
We did.
And a rabbit here. We brought in horses and foxes, and there was a tortoise here.
It's not just animals that they take videos of. A lot of the time, animators will film themselves acting out a scene.
My shoulder is doing this tiny little sort of, twist and push as he's acting. So wouldn't it be cool if I can really kind of get even more of a sort of smug attitude in this moment? So I can go ahead and I can start pushing his shoulder up just a little bit more.
Once you find that personality, it's something that all the other animators feed off of as you're moving through the movie. Adam Green did a great job with Gary the Snake.
This is our only chance to set things right.
And then in this very sentimental moment, he gets Before I get into the computer and start playing with the thousands of controls that we have to get a facial expression, I want to just get something out of my brain as fast as possible, and the tried and true method is always to draw it. And it doesn't have to be good, but it's just like trying to get an idea. I want his mouth to be wiggly, I want his eyes to be a little bit crossed, I want his tongue to be out. So I have a bunch of these. Some of them I was like, yeah, this one's close. Not quite the same, but similar. It takes a long time to go from this to this.
And it's magic to me because I can't draw.
I think we should go to a very special review room.
That is where we see animation dailies. It's the
Yes.
first time we're seeing our characters starting to move around in 3D. Let's
Lead the way. Here we go.
So we show in dailies with the directors, and so Byron and Jared will look at the scene.
Welcome to Adam Dailies, everyone. Woo!
And they will give their thoughts.
We're gonna start with Kevin.
Hello, Kevin. Hey, there you go. I'll get in there.
I'm working on a shot where Nick and Nibbles are escaping from prison.
A lot gets decided in this room as animators finish their scenes.
Do you think you can just turn around and just get some version of just pounding on that thing right as he's about to get pounced on?
Yeah, the pile-on is really funny, but I wished that I saw like these two guys at the end land, just so that it became like, by the end of this, it's just like graphic wall of butts.
Yeah.
Graphic wall of butts was your jazz band.
It was, yeah. Pretty popular.
Yeah.
Pretty popular in the 80s. This movie has 2,045 shots in it. That when we approve a shot, Chad, one of our heads of animation, he has this little button here that we can push, and oh yeah, and so it's randomized. Yeah, randomized noises that allow everyone to hear when something has been done.
So first one, yes, and then the second one more time? Yeah, great.
Awesome job, dude. Thank you.
But this is the recording room where we actually bring our stars in. Come this way.
What's kind of unusual to our process is typically one of us is also in the room with the actor themselves. You're basically on a snowmobile. You've just jumped on it. Like, and you're saying hops and wild to her? Like, are we back in it? But it's a little bit more energetic than I think what we had you do last time.
Okay.
Does that make
so
sense?
it's a little bit like hops and wild.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
we're on the beat. Okay.
Yep. Can you tell us, Byron, about this?
Yes, this is called an efforts bar.
When you watch our movies, you're seeing our animals running around. They're going upstairs, downstairs. Judy Hopps is punching people. That's what we call efforts. And efforts is just any random noise that we may need in a movie that feels believable.
And so throughout the Disney recording world, you will see these custom efforts bars, and you can grab them and do all sorts of things like this, and they're very, very sturdy.
I'm gonna use my efforts bar. No, not these.
Hops and wild.
Hey, Brian Windancer. Ugh, you want to be a hero? Ugh, or just play one on TV?
It actually makes a huge difference when you watch the movie, and I think it's a combination of our actors doing a great job and the animators bringing those things to life.
Let's talk about one of the most important stages of this whole process, which is lighting. It's what makes these movies beautiful and emotional and colorful. Our cinematographers are the best in the world.
We come at the end of the pipeline. We do work in the very beginning with layouts, where we collaborate with that team, developing kind of an overall vision for the film. And then that carries through to the end of the pipe, where we get it lit, get it composited, and it's essentially the final frame that you see in picture.
What we're doing is really, trying to bring the emotional mood to the film, through color and lighting and shadows.
Using our sun and sky system, we can take a look to see how the sun is reacting to the rest of the environment.
And then we add a little bit of atmosphere just to tie it all together and add depth to the shot.
And this is the interactive viewport where we can move around the lights in real time. Each one of these light sources, essentially, you can see is a separate source within this graph. And it's the addition of all these light sources that make up the final frame.
I knew it!
After we're done visually, we then start to final our audio.
Get out of the road, you dumb bunny!
There's a lot of sound design work that goes into making a movie like Zootopia feel like a real place. And so we have the luxury of going up to Skywalker Sound, which is up in Northern California, where our sound designer, Jeremy Bowker, he has the really incredible job of not just finding interesting sounds for this movie, but literally creating them.
Welcome, everybody, at Skywalker Ranch with Jeremy Bowker.
Yeah.
And then Byron's here.
Hello. There's Tiny Byron.
So today we're gonna review the notes on the car chase.
Great.
That will include Foley already cut in.
Okay, great.
Stop! Stop in the name of the law!
Everybody run! Got him. Rolling spikes! Rolling Zeros!
Yeah. Oh my gosh, dude, that sounds great. I can't believe all the stuff you hit in there.
I know.
I think you might be able to go dumber on the car alarm.
You got the right guy for dumber.
or actually, you have an oink sound in there. What if you just cranked that oink sound?
Yeah,
up?
absolutely. Let's track that down.
Yeah, I agree. Like even the orange sound, I still think we could look for something stupider for the initial like.
The notes are dumber and stupider. So
there are 2 parts.
Okay.
That and then.
Okay.
This is serious stuff,
I think it would be that one.
the second one?
The second one. I would say whatever that thing
Okay.
is, I would just make that like through the roof.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah. Yes. Yay.
We're gonna go to Foley next.
Yeah.
I'm seeing things in your hands that are making me nervous.
All right. What we do, we're gonna protect ourselves from getting super wet.
Yep. Oh. Yeah.
It's multi-layered for these.
Yep.
And then this is gonna kind of give us the entire sense of like moving worms.
Great. Love
Yeah,
it.
it's a little too wet. I want a little bit more of the gel to water ratio.
How much gel do you go through in a week?
Well, it depends on how many stuff like this I'm doing, but I actually have to buy it in bulk, usually. Well, if you want to try your hand at
I
it.
sure do.
Okay, so I'm going to load you up with some gel.
Yeah, let's do it. Is that going on here or in my hands?
It's going on your hands.
Right, yep. Yeah.
All right, and now you can just like grab onto it. All right, let's try it, Liz.
Okay, here we go. Oh, I'm good, but these guys look hungry.
Eat first, talk second.
Great.
Yeah. Yeah. I did it.
Yeah,
Smells
it's a
delightful.
I know.
Once we're through sound effects, we're also working on the score. And the score is such an important part of the final version of the movie because emotionally it can really set you in a place to laugh or to cry or to be exhilarated or sometimes, as in the case of Michael Giacchino, to find something that sounds so specific that only this movie could have sounds like that.
These are called anklongs. This is just made of keys. So we've been using this on the snake because the snake is played by Key.
What's unique about this movie and Michael's approach is just the same way that with story artists we are constantly improvising. He was doing that with the entire orchestra, so 85 people. And in the moment you say, this isn't gonna be dramatic anymore. We're gonna bring in a real funk sound. And suddenly you have like a B3 organ and a clav and amazing guitars doing this funk guitar and the whole vibe of a scene changes. So we're gonna head to this way.
Dave's office. This way? Back this way.
Where are we going? This way.
This way?
Just one more. Okay, we've now arrived at Dave's office. Is he here today?
Let's find out.
Hey, Dave Fleur!
There's nothing here. Let's call it a night.
It's my responsibility to shepherd the sounds through the process of post-production for our films, along with my partner, Gabe Guy.
I handle the sound effects side of the mixing console, and I'm also one of the production sound mixers, so I record the actors' dialogue.
Well, just like to be prepared for any possible scenario.
Everything in an animated film has to be created from scratch, placed in the film, and then mixed so that it sounds appropriate for the scene and supports the story.
You're hearing the backgrounds, they're hearing the water and the wind and the trees, they're hearing all the footsteps and the movements of everyone's hands moving around. We both have several hundred tracks of material at any given point. Almost any sound is not just one particular sound. I mean, even something like a door is usually made up of 8 to 10 to 12 elements together just to make one door close so that we can make it cinematic and sort of larger than life to give it real character and creak and crack.
And that has an effect on the audience, and the best environments for what we do are when it's experimental and everybody gets to contribute.
David, the note that Steve's talking about was they wanted to get out of the singers so that we weren't hearing them throughout the whole thing, like have them.
So let's see, here's gonna be Shakira.
Here we go, let's go!
She's supposed to be on a microphone, right? So let's put a little bit of an effect on her to make her feel like she's in that hall.
Here we go, let's go!
Then we've got our sound effects. There's backgrounds, crowds, different kind of murmuring, cheering. And then we have what's called the hard effects, which mean individual sound effects. And then we have the score. Let's put the whole thing together for a minute. So that's a look under the hood at what we do with sound, and it's not just one person. There's a team of people that are working together to create the soundtrack.
And you kind of know when you hit that moment, it's sounding so good that it seems like this is the way that this movie always would have sounded, even though it took so long time to get there.
I gotta tell you, I'm not convinced a sloth is our most reliable.
There's a huge culture here at Disney that's very important. The studio's been around for 100 years, and being together in this crazy building full of art and color and toys and laughter and personalities really keeps us going, even in the hardest times.
Over the course of making the movie, we have studio updates. What does that mean? It means that we're always trying to find the best version of a movie, and you're getting help from 700-800 people that work on any of these movies. We tell everyone in the studio, hey, we're going to talk to you about where we are currently in the process. If this is correct,
yes,
right? A couple of weeks ago, layout finished. Yes, finished. At a point, the movie begins to tell you what it wants to be, and everyone figures that out together.
Thank you for
Thank you for
everybody
everything
here.
that
We
you're
love
doing.
you guys. Doing
Thank
such an
you,
amazing
Nicole.
job. Get to the finish line.
We're almost there.
Almost there.
Something I think we really try to do is also celebrate the big wins as we steam towards the end of a project. And so typically there's sort of these two big milestones that'll happen. One is a 50% party. There's a mountain of work to get to that point, so we really want to mark that moment. We were lucky enough to have Key come in to join us for Animation's 50% party, which is a real treat, and he literally brought snacks himself.
This is really special, and I just hope that you guys haven't gotten sick of my voice yet. So thank you from the bottom of my heart.
You guys keep brought donuts. See, actually, they're over here. And then there's obviously at the end of the movie, you're celebrating the completion. The movie is done forever, and that's what you'll see in theaters.
Permission to hug?
Well, that is a tour of Disney Animation.
Yes,
thank
you
you
guys.
so much for joining us. On behalf of everybody that worked so hard on Zootopia 2, we really appreciate you watching. Cannot wait for you to see the film.
I hope you enjoy it.
Hops and Wild.
Wild and Hops. And Nipples and Gary.
He's Gary.
Whoa!
Are you guys all set?
Yep, all ready.
Okay.
I mean, let's do it.
Great.
Hello.
We have an amazing cast on this film. Underline and emphasize amazing.
This is so exciting.
Of course, they're lending their voices to all the characters that you're going to see on screen. We actually capture all of their performances visually, and that's something that our artists really take a look at as they're going in to animate the characters.
We got this. We got this. We got this.
So we actually need voice actors that are very expressive.
You say justice is dead. I say nay.
Do you think it was horsey enough?
I think it could be horsier.
They really have to put 150% of who they are into those performances to give our animators what they need to bring the characters to life.
We're going to do this one. We're going to do this guy. That guy right there.
Oh, right. I think this is coming back to me now.
Yeah.
One of the biggest treats for Jared and I and all of our crew is working with Jason Bateman and Jennifer Goodwin. They are such a huge reason why people fell in love with Nick and Judy in the first place, and they really go on these journeys with us, making these movies better and better and evolving these characters.
So the sooner everyone sees a fox and a bunny can be great partners, the better. Enjoy it.
I'd rather chew off my own arm.
The thing about Jenny Goodwin is she literally is Judy Hopps, and I mean that because she shows up to recording session wearing Judy Hopps ears.
I do like going into the studio in like head-to-toe Judy Hopps swag or Mickey Mouse swag, and I'll show up with carrot cake, whatever it is. If there's a fanging at the gala and we do nothing to stop it, then we aren't being great partners. It always makes me feel like a little kid where there's like kind of no rules, like I can just try everything. Didn't plan that. No wonder you never invite me over.
Foxes are solitary.
Nick Wilde could only be voiced by Jason Bateman.
The moment he started recording, I was like, oh my gosh, Nick Wilde is back.
No. What are you, Carrots? Hey, I would like to call a partner meeting. Carrots!
Jason is so funny and he's so dry, but there is something also so vulnerable and open about him that I feel like really gives that character depth.
I really loved an opportunity to do Nick Wilde again. We were always going inside. Got it. Same page means your page.
It's called a hustle, sweetheart.
Hopefully, I got a little bit better.
Gary, last name DeSnake, is a large, blue, highly venomous pit viper. Not everybody loves snakes, so having a central character as a snake was a real challenge.
There's a snake! Snake! Go!
But everybody in the world loves Key, and we thought if Key gave his voice to Gary, then everyone in the world would love Gary.
We aren't the bad guys. They are. I was thrilled because I was a huge fan of the first one. I remember watching the trailer, and that scene with the sloth was so funny that I told myself, that is a movie that I have to watch on opening weekend. And I did, and became a huge fan. So, as you can imagine, when they reached out and they said, we're thinking of you to play one of the characters in the second one, I was nervous and also super excited at the same time. Howdy, partner!
Working with Key has been one of the most fun parts of this whole process. He is just a human bundle of joy.
I think we got that one. Thank you, Key.
He so makes me smile. Being around him makes me smile. Hearing his voice makes me smile. He is so warm, and I think that that is so infused into his work.
I think that was the hardest one yet. Gary is the perfect example of never judge a book by its cover. So if there's one thing that I want the audience to take away from him is empathy goes a long way, along with kindness. And I think Gary the Snake has all those elements, and that's why I love playing this character.
Oh!
Excuse me.
Oh, no.
I
Sorry.
am so sorry.
Here, let me just... Oh, nope. That belongs to you. I apologize.
Andy Samberg coming in to voice Paubert was a game changer for us.
Here.
You're my hero. Thank you.
I think Paubert is such a tricky character because you need to fall in love with him immediately. And Andy brought this really funny dork nerd energy to it.
'Tis nice to meet you, Judy. Wait, Judy Hopps? The Judy Hopps? Are you working this? I mean, you're clearly working it, but are you actually working this? I'm a fan.
There's a lot of layers to Paubert, and I think if you watch the movie multiple times, you will actually see all those layers once you really understand all that Paubert is.
This is our Zootennial.
So we have a brand new mayor because the previous two got arrested. Our new mayor is named Mayor Winddancer.
And Mayor Winddancer is, I'd say, really leaning on the action star of the late 90s. You know, he wears a lot of denim. He's very ridiculous.
No pictures, please. Come on, it's me. And that, right? And that one there.
It is right in Patrick's wheelhouse. He's hilarious. He's a Disney alumnus from Emperor's New Groove. Kronk is a big favorite. And so when he said yes, I was over the moon.
Your partner needs you, and Nibbles Maple Stick is gonna get you to her! Ah! Woo!
Nibbles Maplestick is one of my favorite new characters. She is a reptile expert and conspiracy theorist.
Zootopia has a secret tiny reptile population.
I love Nibbles.
Roger that.
In all her oddness and weirdness, she is so confident in who she is.
Just talk to me, dude.
She's hilarious and endearing and friendly and all the things that then Fortune slips right into.
I'm sorry. I don't think we can get to Judy in time to help. Unless you happen to know the fastest driver in the history of Zootopia.
So we've all been fans of Fortune Feimster's comedy for many, many years, and when Nibbles Maplestick came up, that was the only name that got discussed. And Fortune has brought so much to Nibbles.
Nibbles Maplestick!
I always loved record days when Fortune was coming in because we didn't know what we'd get in the booth.
Oh man, she is fearless when it comes to comedy. And anytime we tell her, okay, that's like a 9 or 10, go up to like a 20, she's like, no problem, here it is.
I gotta tell you, I'm not convinced the sloth is our most reliable. Oh, mama!
So in Zootopia 2, we have a lot of surprise cameos. We wanted to bring back a lot of our Disney animation friends. So we have Auli'i Cravalho,
Stab me straight into the heart.
Dwayne Johnson, Stephanie Beatrice, Wilmer Valderrama, Anika Noni Rose, Josh Gad, and we had the big boss, Bob Iger, come in the film, which was a great, fun recording day.
Tomorrow's weather is, again, everything.
We have Quinta Brunson, Macaulay Culkin and Brenda Song, Roman Reigns and CM Punk, Bonnie Hunt and Don Lake, Mae Martin, Idris Elba, Jenny Slate, Nate Torrance, Michael J. Fox, Tig Notaro, Jean Reno. It's a lot. Oh, and we have Danny Trejo playing Jesus, one of my favorite new characters.
You two saved the city once. I reckon you can save it again. And when you do, maybe everyone will see we ain't that different.
I am so excited to be returning to this world of Zootopia that we created so many years ago and see how much bigger this world actually is than we were able to show you in the first film.
I call it my happy place. Zootopia is really my happy place. To come back to the city to explore there's more with these characters that we love, I am giddy that we get to do it.
Ready? It's just a joy to watch, and then I have to remind myself that I'm a part of it.
Gary, we have one chance to make this work. This is not only my favorite job experience, but I also genuinely have watched the first movie about 400 times. I love the film. I cannot wait to see Zootopia 2 400,000 times. So, like, I'm beside myself. I just want to do these movies forever.
Hey, he's gonna eat that rabbit!
No, wait, no! I'm saving her! I need to get her the anti-bean!
Okay.
Could you show me that clip again? Granddad wasn't wearing his specs.
Son, you're done. That's what I'm talking about.
You say justice is dead. I say nay.
Turn it off! Oh, God, clapping already.
Rabbit cake! Oh, this is the one I can't say fast. Rabbit cake! Why can't I say this fast?
Northwest Weather Wall access door, hurry, yeah?
Yeah, well, let's go to Northeast.
Let's do Northeast instead. It's a bigger door.
I got them smuggled in from overseas.
7 days in a crate. 7 days in a crate. 7 days in a crate. 7 days in a crate!
You say justice is dead. I say nay.
Because you're about to be best buds with Nibbles Maple Stick! Nibbles Maple Stick!
You say justice is dead. I say nay.
Oh, I need a grown-up. Uh-oh.
I haven't even had as much caffeine as usual today.
Oh, y'all thought I wasn't dropping fruits? Print the t-shirt.
Oh, that's right. Well,
All right, go to Snortland.
oh, that's well. Sorry, well. It's a it's the third time.
I don't know when you're acting or not. I love it.
Good, that's my job.
High five from afar.
Nibbles Maple Stick! No, that wasn't it.
Timber.
We are animals.
That's a wrap.
Do you know why you're saying that? Because that is a wrap.
That's a wrap! Yes! But actually, I want to keep doing this. It's so fun.
Welcome to Zootopia, a bustling super city with stunning views, animals of all kinds, and the best air conditioning system in the world.
Tomorrow's weather is, again, Everything.
But it's also a city chock full of secrets. And while it's best if you leave the big stuff to professionals on the ZPD, there's plenty of fun details and surprising Disney references hidden throughout Zootopia 2 that you don't need a Viper's infrared vision to uncover. So keep your eyes peeled and let's take a gander.
Light the fire.
Zootopia 2 picks up right after Zootopia's finest, Judy and Nick, revealed Mayor Bellwether's sinister plot to make all the city's predators go primal. But she isn't the only one of Zootopia's former mayors to make an appearance in the film.
Jump scare!
Check out what's in Chief Bogo's trash can. That's right, it's a portrait of ex-mayor Lionheart. And if you look closely, you'll see an outline on his wall of where the picture used to hang.
You say justice is dead? I say nay!
This brings us to Zootopia's newest mayor, the naysayer himself, former action star Brian Windancer.
Come on, it's me.
That's not a Mustang, and the car isn't either. When Mayor Windancer arrives in style to the Zootennial Gala, he's driving Shank's car from Ralph Breaks the Internet.
That belongs to you. I apologize.
His car probably isn't the only thing familiar about Mayor Windancer. You may have recognized his voice, which sounds a lot like Kronk's from The Emperor's New Groove. That's because it's the same voice. Patrick Warburton.
All right, everyone. I know we're excited.
And speaking of that Emperor, did you notice this emblem of Cusco on Paul Bert's scooter? Huh?
I knew that. Get him out of here.
Zootopia 2 is one of the most complex films Disney Animation has ever made. It took over 700 artists and technologists working together to bring this world to life and craft Nick's elegantly sly and chiseled look. On top of that, the film features hundreds of unique animals from elephants to dik-diks and sometimes both at once. Is it just me or did that dik-dik sound familiar? Maybe that's because the little guy was voiced by the not-so-little Dwayne Johnson, who also voiced the demigod Maui in the Moana films. That's just one of many familiar voices making a stop in Zootopia. Moana herself, Ali'i Carvalho, really sticks her landing in Zootopia 2 as Gary's anti-venom pen.
Stab me straight into the heart.
There's Josh Gad from the Frozen films as Paul, the extremely personable IT mole.
Have you tried not being an idiot?
Anika Noni Rose, a.k.a. Tiana from The Princess and the Frog, as a contestant on Zootopia's favorite game show. And let's not forget the cast of Encanto. Stephanie Beatrice, the voice of Mirabelle, reunites with Wilmer Valderrama as Hippo partners Bloats and Higgins.
Rolling spikes!
Rolling spikes!
Even I'm pretty starstruck by all the amazing voice actors in the film, but there is one celebrity rodent that you may have missed.
Nibbles maple stick!
Put a stick in it, Nibbles. I was actually referring to this distinguished gentleman on Paul's desk. That's not Mickey Mouse's only cameo in Zootopia 2. Could you spot any of the others?
I got up to 2.
So close, Mr. Secretariat of State. There's actually 3 more hidden Mickeys throughout the film. This bookmark on Judy's computer, this pair of ears in Marsh Market, and these bubbles in the tube system. There are more Disney characters than just Mickey hiding out in the waters of Marsh Market. Say a big, "Hey, Bob," to Mr. and Mrs. Ottertip from the first film before making a stop at Hook's Bait and Tackle. Or if you're like the sharks from Finding Nemo and the fish are friends, not food, why not skip dinner and just grab a popsicle instead? Zootopia is a city where anyone can be anything. A bunny can be a cop, a fox can also be a cop, and just like in a certain Pixar film, a rat can be a gourmet chef.
I knew it!
And he's got no shortage of kitchenware to cook with, like this frying pan from Tangled, or Tiana's gumbo pot from The Princess and the Frog.
Very nice.
Surely some gumbo sounds good to a particular Cajun firefly. Ray made his way from the bayou all the way to the reptile speakeasy hidden in Marsh Market.
Order up.
I prefer roller coasters to insects on a stick, so if I'm making that kind of a trip, I'd rather go on Mr. Toad's Wild Ride at Disneyland. The food's way better there.
Hey guys, they ate it! I don't eat crumbs. Hermano, get me a scone!
If Jesus really wants a scone, I know the best spot in Zootopia. This bistro, which is conveniently located next door to a beauty parlor. Great pedicures there, so I've heard.
It's the Zootennial Gala. A bunny comes prepared.
I'm almost through here, but if you still want to watch more, why don't you check out what's on Hulu Zoo for classics like Hamilton or Ramdor, or buy one of these familiar titles on ZVD.
Who says the industry's going down the tubes?
Well, that's all for now, but as Judy and Nick know, the city always has more mysteries to be solved. So, how about watching Zootopia 2 one more time to find what other Disney secrets and references you might have missed?
No problem.